fucking technical difficulties.
Story of our fucking life with this.
Hurting.
What's that? I guess it's long there.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and say welcome back to Hit the Bell, everybody. I am Rick. I'm joined again by Damon and Klimp.
What's going on, fellers?
What's up, Mr. President? What's up, Damon?
Mr. President?
Right. There we go. Hey, you guys, 5 minutes left, and your Kraken are still up 4-2, just so you know.
Yeah, I saw Obi scored for the Caps.
Yep. You might go to 5-12.
You mean the second worst team in the NHL?
Yeah, right. You got that going for you.
At least we're not last. Cough, cough, Arizona.
True. That is very true.
Hey, while it's still hot, we're recording this on Sunday night. Mm-hmm. Two things I want to talk about that happened today. One, Damon, I'm sorry. My Browns did win.
I'm not.
You guys, just like every other game this year, Detroit didn't make it easy, man. I was getting a little nervous for a minute.
Your butthole was clenching a little bit.
Because, I mean, as the Browns, not only are we still fighting for every win, but the last team you want to lose to is Detroit.
That's what
Detroit's a tough team to lose to.
You know, I will cut your testicles off when I see you next time. Not you, Rick. You're fine. I know you're doing it as a joke. He's doing it to be serious.
My testicles are.
I do it because that's how I say Detroit.
Yeah.
So one of the things we got to get into, because it almost literally just happened. Isaiah Stewart versus LeBron James.
You about to hear about this.
Damon, would you like to start off for me?
Beef stew.
I will start off real quick since you guys have a lot more to say because I'm not the basketball guy. These two obviously got in a little bit of a scuffle. Braun gave him a very blatant bow to the eyebrow, busting him wide open, and Isaiah lost his crap. Went after him. Both got ejected. What?
You said bow instead of blow.
Elbow?
I just heard bow.
Oh.
I didn't hear nothing out of the whack.
Okay.
Well,
we'll find out later. Bring it reverse. You know what else I noticed real quick? Is I noticed that normally back in the day when somebody messed up, we would say hit the bell. Instead, we're just hitting the bell for people. So
yeah.
I thought it was funny. But yeah, so I have a good feeling. Both got ejected, but there's a good feeling Isaiah's going to catch a big fine and LeBron's going to catch a little slap on the wrist. What do you guys feel being the basketball guys?
That's exactly what I was going to say. They both got ejected. LeBron, it'll be like nothing ever happened after this game. And then Isaiah Stewart's gonna probably get a penalty, maybe even suspended. But LeBron is gonna don't do it again, and then be done with it.
Because they're not going to suspend the poster boy of the NBA for more than a game.
They baby him. He's babied in everything he does.
And I would just want to say, because number one, Detroit Pistons fan. We were kicking the shit out of them, and we fucking lost. I'm a little upset about that one.
The Lakers actually suck this year. For how much talent they have,
Russell Westbrook, ass.
I loved Russell Westbrook ever since he played on OKC. Just because I like him as a basketball player. But he's bad. He's playing so bad right now.
No, he's bad, man. So huge Detroit Pistons fan. I love Beef Stew. I love him. He got not an elbow. If there's a better video, I got to send it to both of you. You can literally just see LeBron take the back of his hand and just bam him right in the eye.
Yeah, I've seen pretty much every angle there is. He missed with the elbow and was just like basically like backhanding him.
And there's no way that's not intentional. Like even if you're throwing an elbow to try to throw it into his shoulder or something like that, you're still throwing it intentionally.
It's still with malicious intent.
You weren't trying to hit him in the face, maybe, but you were definitely trying to hit him.
Yeah, we'll definitely we'll throw up a picture of Isaiah's eyebrow right here in post. But it looks like a UFC fight. Like he got busted wide open.
Did you see though after like they had got broken up the first time where he ran through like 6 people?
Oh, he at least ran over 4 people. That's what's going to catch the fine though. Yeah, because he ran over so many people.
And that man's in the wrong sport.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like Jonathan Taylor against the Bills today. Just running through everybody.
It was a good day to play with him, a bad day to play against him in fantasy football.
God damn. Josh Allen, we'll get into that, but let's get back to the topic at hand. We're kind of getting a little off topic. LeBron is a bitch. I normally try to defend him a little bit because I'm like, he is a generational talent at basketball player. There's a reason they compare him and Jordan for the greatest basketball player of all time. I understand, but he's a baby. That's been going around since he was with Miami Heat.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
a crybaby.
I mean, he's a huge crybaby, and he's like, oh my god,
He's a hypocrite, too.
He's a huge hypocrite,
True.
and he tries to pull some shit like this against a team that, like Detroit, who is young, and I mean, I don't blame Stewart for losing his shit. He's a young player. He's like 23, guys. I mean, if that. I mean, he's like 22, 23 years old. Actually, I don't even think he's that old. He might be like 20. I mean, look. Sorry. But even still, like a young player that looks up to a guy like LeBron James, and then just to have him be a complete cunt. Yeah, right. I don't know how I feel about that. Isaiah Stewart is 20 years old.
Wow.
He is 20 years old. Looks up to a guy like that. LeBron's been in the league for over almost 20 years. I mean, almost the entirety of this kid's life, LeBron has been in the NBA. This guy looks up to a guy like that, and that's the kind of person that he turns to be. No, come on.
Props to him for stepping up for himself, though.
Yeah,
he didn't back down at all.
Yeah,
no, dude.
That's what I love about sports. Sorry to cut you off, Damon, but when I understand there's rules, and they gotta respect them. But to a certain point, you have to stand up for yourself and just be a man.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of him for doing that.
No, 100%. I am, and honestly, that speaks a tribute to more of what I'd like to see out of Detroit basketball. Get me back to the Bad Boys days, man, where we used to fuck people up back in the 80s. We did it in the early 2000s when we were making our championship run with Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace, like those guys. I want that. I want more of that, man.
Right.
And I think this is a good turning point to bring that team together to be like, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Fuck LeBron James. That's all I have to say about it. I'm going to open up my Lifesavers gummies.
Yeah, I mean, you guys both know I don't follow basketball nearly as much. Of course, I know certain players. I know most players. It's just not my sport. But when you see something like that, it's all over your social medias and everything.
Dude.
And it's just...
Oh, yeah. I open Instagram and I saw it 50 times.
Yeah, it's just uncalled for. And this is an elbow intentionally laid out from a guy that would literally back down from any fight, probably.
100%.
You know what I mean? And here's the thing is, the dude's a pure freak athlete. If LeBron had the right mindset, he could have probably gone to the UFC if he trained the right way. Like, he's a freak athlete.
He could have done that. He could have played football. There's all kinds of directions he could have gone.
But he
has a contract from Jerry Jones in his house. That Jerry, because when there was a little bit of I think when the last CBA was getting discussed, they took a strike. He almost went to play football with the Cowboys and with the Seahawks. Both of those teams offered him a contract.
See,
he's 6'8".
Yeah. See, that also brings up a funny thing that I like to say. And I would say the only person that can prove me wrong in this would be Bo Jackson. And that is, you can be a freak athlete and play every sport, but you have to be a baseball player to play baseball. So you take LeBron, who's a freak athlete, can play any sport, but if you put him in baseball, he's going to get made fun of. Look what Jordan did. Bo was a whole different story. You can say Dion also, but Dion was not as good at baseball. Bo was a beast at baseball. He was a beast at football. We know. Good. So it's I've always found that funny because there's a lot of people that are like, well, baseball's not a real sport. Baseball's not this. I'm like, okay, but you have to be a baseball player to be good at baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't have to be as athletic for baseball, but you have to be skillful.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's so much that goes through. If you're coming up to bat and you got runner on first and third, one out, you got to know, all right, where's the defender's playing? Do I want to hit it over here? Do I want to do this? How do I want to play this? As a defender in left field or something, you got to know how many outs are there? Where am I throwing the ball if it comes to me? If I catch it, am I hitting the cutoff? If it's grounding in, am I going to third? What am I doing? You have to know all of that. And not saying that other sports like football, there's plenty of things you have to know, where you're going to play, where you're going to go, who you're guarding. But I'm just saying, someone like LeBron,
yeah,
and elite, legendary basketball player could easily go to the NFL and play at a decent level because he's an athlete.
Right.
Easily.
And to add to the needed skill of baseball, even just when it comes to batting, you have to be able to read the pitch from the release point.
Thing to do in sport,
you have
sports.
to be able to just know what it is in that split second.
Yep.
You gotta time it right. You gotta aim it right. And even how you were kind of saying, you gotta go, first and second. Where's the infield shift at? What direction am I gonna try to hit it to advance that runner? Or even get an RBI. There's a lot that goes into it. And it
comes down to you're up to bat. You got no balls, 2 strikes on you. The pitcher just threw you high and tight with a fastball. In your mind, it's okay, is it going to be a low outside changeup? Okay, that's what I'm prepare for. And then a high inside fastball comes in. You're not ready for it, strike 3. You have to try and figure out now what the pitcher's thinking. And it's so hard. The amount of times I was frozen in high school alone thinking, all right, it's going to be an outside fastball. And they throw a curveball, and I'm like, oh. And it drops in. I'm like, oh. So, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
You have to think so many steps ahead, which I'm sure a lot of football players say, defensive backs, I'm sure they could make the argument for the same thing. It's okay, we've watched film. I've seen this formation. There's a good chance he's going to cut in or he's going to do a little out route. I got to prepare for that. Oh, crap, he didn't do what I thought. Now he burned me. Same argument could be made, but I just feel baseball has baseball players. Other sports have athletes.
I agree, honestly.
Or can have athletes.
I agree with everything you're saying, Rick, 100%. Because baseball, there's a lot of technique and finesse that needs to be, like you said, so you can actually be successful in the game. I think Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson are both, prime examples of athletes that can play baseball.
Russell Wilson also. The dude did make it through the Yankees minors. In the offseason, he plays with the Yankees
still
a little bit.
An accomplishment.
It is pretty. It's pretty good. It's not to the level, but yeah.
But you can make the same. You can make the same argument for Kyler Murray because he got drafted by the Oakland A's.
Exactly. But he didn't play like Bo did and Deion.
No, Bo and Deion had very lengthy MLB careers.
Deion's the only person in history to play in a Super Bowl game and a World Series game in the same day.
And
that's pretty impressive.
The Super Bowl, World Series, period.
Well, yeah, I said same day. It's different months, but that's what I meant. I think it was like a playoff game and an NFL game or something. He left and went. Yeah. I'd have to look it up.
I think he left the playoff game, left the playoff game for the NFL, went to the World Series or something like that.
Something like that, or vice versa. Yeah, you guys are under a minute in hockey, 4-2. It looks like you might squeeze this one out. Hockey's a different sport.
This feels weird. Wait, are the Kraken allowed to win?
No, we're not allowed to win.
Hockey players are the toughest in the world, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like you see the memes all the time of people like LeBron being carried off the court with a calf spasm.
Like a cramp.
People in hockey that lose half their eyelid and then they're like, all right, I'm good. I'm going back out. It's bro, I believe
I can still shoot.
Yeah.
Like Isaiah Stewart. I can go back out, guys.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
The kind of sort of tangent on that a little bit. That is my biggest pet peeve with professional sports. Is when a player's like, oh, I got to sit out 2 weeks. I got turf toe, or I got a cramp in my calf. I can't play the rest of the game. There's high school and college athletes that can't break a bone and finish a game, or tear a muscle, tear an ACL and finish a game. And then you got these professional athletes that go out there, they have an offensive lineman step on their toe and I'm out.
Right.
And it just makes me so mad. You made it to the professional level by being tough. Why stop?
It's not even part of that's true, Klimp, but you're also I think you only
it's not everyone.
I'm not saying everyone. No, hear me out. You got to look at what sport you're talking about too. If you're just talking about football, you're playing 16 games, 17 weeks or whatever it is. 16 games this season, 17 whatever the fuck it is. Baseball, you play 100, over 100.
I'm mainly talking about football.
Basketball, you play 80. Yeah. You play almost every other night with fucking baseball. If you get turf toe and you need to sit out for a couple of games, sit out for a couple of games. And the other part of it is, even with football, You don't want to have these guys if they get a cramp or something like that, and they get in the wrong way or something like that, and they have an injury that stems from that original cramp, they can lose their job. And they are in the business of making money. This is their job. They need.
That's
to
why
make money.
I think football players are coddled to that. I feel that way now because you take hockey, which is football and basketball combined. They're on the move as much as basketball is. They have to balance. They hit just as hard as football, if not harder, at times. You got the speed of getting smashed into a wall, hitting your head on the ice. Mm-hmm. Getting hit with that puck doesn't feel good. And so it's just, oh, crap. 20 seconds left. Seattle just scored again, 5-2.
Nice. Empty netter?
I can't tell. I'm waiting for it to update.
Was it?
But, yeah, like, it's just, they're very coddled in that way, but.
It's two sides to the coin, I mean, you're going to say the argument can be there for, they're not tough enough, but the other argument can be made, well, they kind of have to be cautious in a sense because they do make $1 billion fucking dollars, and they can be taken away like that.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's every NFL player. There's just a good selection, in my opinion, that are that way.
Cough, cough. Cough, cough, Julio Jones.
Yeah, that's actually the first person I had in mind.
Let's see what we got.
There's
5 seconds
plenty
left,
of times
so it's pretty
in
much
Atlanta.
over. 5-2 Seattle. Game's now over. Officially, you've got goals from Jared McCann, Adam Larson, Jaden Schwartz. You got Yardcroc. I can't say his name for crap. And Yanni Gord got another goal.
Yes, sir.
Dude, Schwartz got a goal and 3 assists.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go, Schwartz.
Schwartz with 4 points, baby.
Yep. Eberle didn't do anything. I don't even know if he saw the ice today.
He might not have, honestly, because he's been playing like the last 2 or 3 games before this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 2 goals allowed, but 39 shots against Grubauer. So that's a pretty good percentage, 949.
Yeah.
And the defense actually stepping it up.
They must have, to hold 2.
Only
that or Washington's defense just defense. Just freaking let it go. The defense, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mr. President, you don't want to act like our current. Please stop stuttering.
I know, right? Jesus.
Are you gonna fall asleep in the middle of the podcast?
The thing is like, so I was looking, and when you hear like, so what I did the other day, I just started do my Biden impression, dude. How about Dan Mullen getting fired? Fucking finally, bro.
Fuck that guy.
Gators. God.
To be honest, as long as they took to finally do it, I thought they were going to wait till the end of the season. I'm like, what is taking them so long?
They lost to 5 straight Power 5 opponents, dude.
That's what I mean, but they should have done it sooner.
No, they should have done it.
In my opinion.
So much sooner. And the way they lost this last game was embarrassing.
Yeah,
it's like,
it really
come
was.
on, and a lot of people that know me, like they compare the Florida Gator fans almost to Yankee fans, and I get it. They, a lot of us come off very elite, whatever.
For no reason.
We all, as a fan, it's like you're the Florida fucking Gators, bro. Why are you losing like this? Like, I'm not expecting you to be in the bowl fucking championship game every year, but come the fuck on. So that dude needed to be cut a long time ago.
Yeah.
I remember when they hired him, dude. I mean, now granted, I was in high school and I was going to football camps when
like 4 years ago, wasn't it? I think he had 3.5 seasons with us.
He had 3.5 seasons with you guys. Yeah. I remember the year before he got hired, I went to a Florida camp, and who was the fucking coach? I can't remember his name. It was the guy that got caught in the boat, like almost fucking a swordfish or some shit. I can't remember his name, honestly. I mean, you're gonna make me look it up. That guy was weird.
Look it up.
And I thought
glad he got
Mullen
cut.
was going to be better, but he turned out to be a dud.
No, I mean, it needed to happen. As soon as I saw the loss, also, I was like, oh, he's gone. And it wasn't much long. I think it was the next day. Yeah. It was my mom actually that sent the message, text me. She's like, Dan got fired. I was like, thank God. It's just rough. Yeah.
I'm looking.
Let
me look. List of Florida Gators head football coaches.
Urban.
Jim McElwain.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That guy was weird. He was a weird dude. I shook his hand. I talked to him for like a quick second. And I'm like, and he just, I saw him around the can too. He was a weird guy.
Right.
Not that good either. Speaking of college football, though, big game this weekend. It's the game. The fucking biggest rivalry in college football.
Oh yeah, Auburn and Alabama.
Fuck both of you. It's Michigan versus Ohio State.
Fuck Ohio State.
Hey, fuck Ohio State.
Yeah, I think we can all agree on
number
that
4.
That's coming from a Cleveland fan. Fuck Ohio State.
Fuck Ohio State, bro.
Honestly,
fuck Ohio State.
Probably, if not one of the most hated college football teams in the country.
It's them in Alabama.
Yeah, that's why I was going back and forth. That's why if they're not above Alabama, they're one step below when it comes to most hated.
Oh, I fucking hate them just because, respect.
I just don't like them in general. I have no reason to hate them. I just don't like them.
I'm digging the new flags, guys.
Yeah.
What do we got there, Klimp?
So it says Second Amendment, America's original homeland security, 1789. It's got a soul, and then the crosses on it are shotguns.
That's cool. That's dope.
See, like there's part of me that thinks that's cool. But then the other part of me that's like, oh my God, you're a raging fucking redneck, and you're the only target demographic that would buy that flag.
Yeah. I
don't know.
Y'all want to know where the flag was bought at? Y'all want to know where the flag was bought at?
A gun show?
A deer expo.
Same fucking thing in my book.
You redneck.
Redneck.
So what do you got? Blue Mountain and Unisonus behind you?
Yes, sir. We got
That's awesome, dude.
The greatest university other than the University of Michigan.
Oh, sorry.
What, you're vomiting to that?
No,
that was a Michigan one.
Michigan. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Who's actually ranked in the top 10? Who's actually ranked?
Who doesn't have a starting quarterback or a starting kicker?
We're not talking about professional. We're talking about college, homie.
I'm talking about college. We don't have a starting quarterback or a starting kicker.
I don't care. Your team sucked before that.
We weren't necessarily that bad. We're the most winningest college.
What's the other one behind you? You got the thing over your left. Yeah. Turn around for a minute. All right, Damon. So what were we talking about?
Yeah, right.
He's like, dang it. No, I want to talk more about the Unisonus flag because not a lot of people know about that. That was a dope ass YouTube channel, bro.
Dude,
I don't know about it.
Yeah, clearly. You don't watch that much YouTube, honest.
You probably
with Markiplier.
I watch our podcast and then like one other podcast on YouTube. That's it.
Yeah, Markiplier was a part of it, and he's one of the biggest YouTubers from back in the day. Him and like PewDiePie, Jack, they were all big gamers and stuff. But he and his buddy did this channel just for a little bit too. How long did it run?
It was a year, exactly a year. Well, that's what Unisonus means in Latin. Right. It's 1 year. I have a keychain or lanyard or whatever that I have for my keys that says Unisonus on it. It's like black and on one side, white on the other.
Right.
I've had so many people ask me, why does your key say anus on it? And I'm like, it's not. It's not.
Right.
I've had a couple of people that have recognized it though, so props to those people. But this is the flag. It is obviously it's an hourglass with 2 skulls in it, and it's white and black.
That's such a dope logo, bro.
It is such a dope,
fucking awesome tattoo.
Honestly.
Dude, that's why I bought the flag when I did, especially because it was like the last month of the store being around. They were like, hey, by the way, like everything goes away as soon as the channel ends. You can't buy any more of the merch. I was like, I gotta do it. It's like $30. I'm gonna do it. It took me 3 months to get it, but when I got it, again, they're on back order from all the influx of stuff, so happens, no big deal. But I remember I was in Ohio when I found out about it. I was recovering from my concussion, and went in there and I started watching their YouTube channel, and I was like, wait a minute. I thought it was a fake YouTube channel at first. I thought it was like somebody trying to play on Mark's like stuff, and I was like, oh no, this is actually them. And it was like the first few months of their channel was like a bunch of different stuff they went out to like a bunch of different places. Like they had a workout challenge that they actually hired someone to go do that with. Didn't
they do like a Navy thing or one of the Marine courses or something like that?
They did one of the Marine courses with
James Charles, right?
That's the one, James
Yeah,
Charles.
that was fucking funny.
It was funny because James Charles, and this was before all the, he likes kids shit came out, so, this was in good taste at that point. But it was great. That was a great video. The one I really liked was the pepper sprayed one. Yeah, yes. I love that one. And then they had the archery one where they were just shooting each other with like these fucking fake. It's like a real bow, but they had like the little whatever mallet part thing on the end of it, and they're just flinging them at the shit. And then they did goat yoga, and like they just kept getting shit on by the goats. It was so funny. Yep. I was like, dude. Nice. But it was a lot of that for the beginning of it, and then like when the pandemic hit, they went to more of kind of like what we're doing, but they still made it work. It was fucking hilarious. They did like 3 months of that, and then the rest of it was kind of just a mix of the two. I'm trying to remember, there was a joke, and it was like halfway through. It was something that had to do with I remember it was pea sauna. Do you know what pea sauna was, Rick?
No, I didn't see that one.
Dude, they had a personal sauna thing. Like, you could just sit in it. It's like goes up to your neck, and you just pour water into it, and it like steams your body. I
can see where this is going.
They peed in a cup, put it in the thing, and had it run. So it was pea sauna because they made a joke in the first video about it. They're like, oh, if this gets XYZ amount of likes, we'll do pea sauna. And then it got that amount of likes, and then they did it.
That's why you never set a goal.
Yeah.
Set a goal. It was
that or set it beyond ridiculous.
It was so funny. And I'm sad that their channel went away because I recently remembered it because they had their year anniversary post that both of them made, and I shared it on my story. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. That made me, because it ended in like November of 2020. It was if you pull up a picture, I guess, maybe, I don't know if we want to pull up a picture, maybe.
I'll see if I can find one.
I can find the post or whatever. I can send it to you. I just, or just, we can just credit them in the comments or whatever. But it was, it got me nostalgic because I was like, damn, this thing was, because I watched the last live stream that they did when they
the hour was it an hour one, or it was like a 24-hour one?
It was like 14. It was like the last 12 to 14 hours of the channel existing, because the thing was, Klimp, after the year they delete the entire channel and all the videos.
Yeah, you can't even find anything, because
the idea was, in life you don't have, it's not forever. It's
right.
It goes away. That was the idea behind the channel. So you get 1 year to basically live your experience and have a great time, and then it just goes away. So that's why I bought the flag during that last live stream. I bought it. It was, it was rough when the clock hit zero. And I think there's a couple of images that are out there of what happened when the clock hit zero, and it was a pretty emotional day for everybody. But
yeah,
it was a good channel.
Had a big following, huge
cult following with that little thing. It was fun, man. But anyway, I mean, those are my two flags that I got more, but we're circling through. We're gonna rotate them through, see what happens.
I like it.
I got a Lions flag. If they ever get their first win of this season, whenever we record that,
save that for when they get the win.
Yep.
Yeah,
I like that.
I have a crack.
Could have had it today, but
no, not with
Chuck
Tim
decided
Boyle.
to come back and say, "Hey, let me do what I do."
Not with Tim Boyle.
Yeah, that too. Well, you couldn't have done it with Jared Goff either.
No, actually, I think we would have been worse if we had Jared Goff.
Right. Yeah. I had a couple other things I want to hit on, but let me go ahead and pass it along, though, Klimp. You have anything cool going on this past week?
I got a couple of funny stories from this week.
Okay.
I'll let y'all pick. Y'all want the funny story about my buddy, or the funny story about my extreme blonde moment?
Yes.
Yes.
Extreme blonde moment.
Yes.
Okay. So, my bed has been pretty much piled on with just a bunch of stuff lately. Of like clothes I need to put, like clean laundry I got to put up, work stuff. So I was like, I've been late. Like, I've been tired when I get home from work. I just don't feel like doing it. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to sleep on my couch. I've slept on my couch the past couple nights. Then it dawned on me. I have a guest bedroom with a bed in it. I've slept on my couch for 2 nights when I have a perfectly good bed in my house to sleep on.
Yeah, it's called your bedroom. Just clean your fucking room.
Clean your room.
Yeah, I could have done that too. Is what it is.
Clean your fucking room, you fucking.
That's funny though.
Dirty motherfucker. Yeah, no.
It's like having 2 bathrooms in your house and somebody's using one and you're just like sitting there waiting. It's like God,
right?
Dummy.
You want to hear my other story?
Yeah. What else you got?
All right. So I had a Friendsgiving at my house this past Thursday. Bunch of friends, like my church group guys, my small group guys.
Right. Cool.
So we were talking about my buddy Addison had a flat tire when he was walking out to drive over here.
Is his name Addison?
That's what I was. You see my face?
His name is.
I never
Addison.
heard of a dude named Addison.
Hey Rick, my brother's middle name is Addison.
No, that doesn't say much about your brother.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, his name's Addison.
I've never heard anybody else that's a guy.
Yeah, he's the first guy I've ever met with that name. Anyways, he had a flat tire. And so we were talking about like how he had a flat tire and stuff. And then we got like on the topic of like people like siphoning gas and stuff. And my buddy Will goes, Addison, can you just siphon air out of someone else's tire and put it in yours? We're all like, Will, there's air all around us. You don't need to siphon it out of someone else's tire.
My head.
Yeah. So I can see why you decided to sleep on the couch instead of the bed, because you are hanging with a real bright group of people.
Yeah,
this has got to be. This has got to be what religion does to your brain.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We've all said dumber stuff.
No, I know.
That's so good though.
No, that was good.
Like, I'd have just told him, dude, you got to go home.
You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done.
Now the question. So question about this this Friendsgiving. First of all, I saw you posted the picture like Friendsgiving with the caption Friendsgiving more like Famsgiving. I'm like, I've never heard of these people. I was like, who the hell are these people?
I literally hang out with them weekly. Twice a week. When I go to church and then my small group.
I was just
I told you it was a small group of people.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So I asked Rick about it. I was like, do you know who these people are? And he goes, I think it's a small group. I was like, oh, okay.
That's a small group of people.
And then
the 2 girls were Will's girlfriend and our buddy Walt's fiance.
Now, the follow-up question. I know you had it at your place. Obviously, I can tell by the picture. How much money did you spend on this thing?
Like $20. I spent like maybe $20
Usually
on
when you're the host,
ingredients.
you don't have to do as much. Everybody else brings stuff.
I made 2 desserts. That's it, and then everybody else brought stuff.
I don't know. I mean, I've hosted a couple of parties, and I've spent a good chunk of money getting that party ready.
You did it wrong.
Yeah, I spent like $20, and then I hosted and let them bring food.
It was more like my parents and stuff like that, though. I mean, they you get more into your adult years, and you spend more money if you have friends over, I guess. For big gatherings.
Party wrong.
You party wrong.
I'm not the one running the shit. Normally, my party consists of where's the cheap beer.
No,
remember switching topics here.
Can I add on to this comment real quick? So, Damon, no, the best kind of beer is not cheap beer. It's FTM beer. Free to me.
So
we're just gonna not acknowledge that.
That's about as stupid as you farting in a mic.
I'm pretty sure mine was less stupid.
No, it was more.
Earlier, sometime last week, you were about to tell me something about a goose, Damon. I told you to save it for the podcast.
Yeah. When I was in Ohio, first of all, I fucking hate geese. I fucking hate geese. All right. And I'm quoting a Ron White joke there because he goes, I fucking hate them. And I'm like, I feel you because I had a geese.
A good comedian.
I had a thing of geese fucking chase me when I was in Ohio during the middle of fall when I was trying to get to class.
Oh my goodness.
And honestly, it wasn't more like I'm scared of the geese because I'm not. I'm just like, leave me the fuck alone. What? I'm more like, what the fuck are you doing?
Just drop kick it.
Yeah, but they're an endangered species, or they're protected. They're protected species.
They're protected. I don't think they're endangered, but they're protected.
That's what I meant.
Don't
they're
let
protected.
see.
I was in the middle of my college
field goal.
I was in the middle of my college campus. There were plenty of people to see me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, they don't.
Birds are dicks, dude.
Yeah.
They are. No,
I have a
I
funny
don't.
bird story actually from one of the.
I'll
I got
go-
one. I got one too. I'm pretty sure I've shared it to you guys, but I'll talk about it here. What's yours?
Y'all may or may not have heard mine. So I was at the beach with some friends, my buddy and Bryn and his sister, and we're all eating. Like we had been there like all day. It's lunchtime. We're all eating. So she's eating a sandwich. A seagull comes down, flies down, misses the sandwich, and bites her lip.
Damn.
You know how unfortunate of a day that is if a seagull bites your lip?
I mean, that you gotta shoot your shot, dude. Oh fuck. That
okay,
seagull
Rick.
just saw something and was like, "I'm gonna go for it."
Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got attacked by the same ostrich 2 years in a row.
What?
I've heard this story, but it's a great one. It doesn't matter.
So, back in high school, my science class, we one year he was like gonna take us on field trip down to the Everglades. I was like, that's dope. So we go down there. We're like camping and everything. We're full on tents. Had a great freaking time. While we were down there, we decided he was gonna take us just down the road a couple miles to this place called Billy's Swamp Safari. Now with this, you go on a hoverboat, you do a like petting zoo type thing, but there's also this like swamp buggy, huge swamp buggy, sits about 15, 20 people up in the air. It's got cages on the side and everything because you're seeing all these wild animals. And so we're going on it, and there's this ostrich like off in the distance. And I'm looking, I was like, look at that. And it like looks at us and it just looks at me. I can feel it looking in my eyes. And I'm just like, and it starts just and the buggy stopped and it starts walking towards it. And they're like, if you look on the right, there's an ostrich. And I'm like, yeah, I'm looking right at it. He's fucking staring into my soul. And this thing walks right up to the side. And they're like, whatever you do, just don't put your hands out. And I was like, of course not. And this thing goes wham and pecks right at the cage, right near me. And I'm like, all right, what? Hold up. And they're like, see, that's why you don't put your fingers out, this and the other. So the guy starts driving off and the ostrich starts coming with it. Just like in that Kevin Hart joke, dude, this ostrich stayed with the buggy looking at us, but the body was just going. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Bro, it was out for blood.
The field trip ends, all this other stuff. A year goes by. Teacher brings it up again. We're going to the Everglades again. I wasn't even in his class this time. I was like, hey, Mr. Crawford, think I can go? He's like, yeah, of course. I was like, sweet. So we get to go again, second year in a row, camping and everything. We're going to Billy Swamp Safari again. I'm like, all right, I'm down. Same thing's going on. We're going again. And I was telling the girl that I was with at the time about the year before. She's like, that's hilarious. We're sitting there and we come across that same area and there's a whole group of ostriches. I'm like, it's like, fuck them birds. And one of them just goes. And I'm just looking, I'm like, there's no fucking way. And it starts slowly coming. And it gets to the side, right next to me again. The head is still, but the body's going. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. They're like, don't put your fingers out. And he goes, wham. And I'm just like, what did I do?
Yeah,
like,
that ostrich knew it was you. It just knew it.
I have I really feel like it did. And sure enough, we drove away and I'm just like, I'm never coming back here. I don't know what I did to the ostrich, but
bro, in some ostrich. Past life, like
you fucked an ostrich or something and then did it wrong.
Yes, that
not where I was going with that, but okay.
Whoever was in that ostrich body, that their previous life and my previous life, we had it out or something. But I'll never forget that. Like, I just fuck the ostrich. I'll never like that animal.
So I just Googled Billy's Swamp Safari.
Is it still up?
It still says that it's a thing, but it says it's temporarily closed for some reason.
COVID still probably.
It could have been, but it's got a website.
Yeah.
Like BillySwamp.com.
We fed and held gators and shit.
Yeah,
I remember it.
I remember one time I was at a similar thing. I think I was actually in the Everglades also. And they had like a big gator, and you were allowed to sit on it.
Mm-hmm.
And like
with the mouth tape shut and everything.
Yeah. And so I went out, I sat on it, got my picture. I started walking away.
We need that picture, by the way.
Yeah.
I need to find it.
You need to.
I need to ask my mom if she has it.
Is that when you were chubby with the mohawk? Please tell me.
Yeah, it was.
Put that picture up right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyways, my deaf self started walking away, and the dude is having a whole conversation with me on his mic to where the whole crowd can hear it. And I'm just strolling on away. Didn't hear a single thing. And I got out and like back to my parents. Mom was like, "Did you know he was talking to you?" I was like, "Who?" She's like, "The guy."
No,
like, really?
He wasn't like who. He was like, how?
Yeah, right. Choking on his neck fat.
So I do have
he was big.
Fantastic photo I found from me in 4th grade eating a Subway sandwich with a mohawk, and it's just me.
That's going right above you right now. We're replacing that picture of you right now.
I'm gonna send it to you now before I forget, Rick.
All right. Yeah. While he's doing that, we're gonna go ahead and.
We should. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, Rick, but we should find we can make a bit. It doesn't have to be this episode. We can probably plan it for next whatever episode we
next year. Jesus.
I was about to say.
Next episode we record. We got to find 3 pictures of our younger selves that are just
young. Like elementary.
I say either middle school or younger, elementary and younger.
I say middle school or younger. That's up to your discretion.
I'm so down for that.
And you need to find 3 pictures that are just you're like, what the fuck was that? Why did I do this? Like,
I'm so down.
That's every photo of me.
No, I'm so down because you got to remember how old I am. I grew up in the '80s. You're gonna see like pink shorts and shit and a fanny pack. So I'm so down for that.
Yeah,
we'll try that for the next one.
So for the next episode, we will make that bit, and it'll be like 3 or 4 pictures from each of us. And if we want to get Josh involved, maybe Josh does it too. I doubt it.
Yeah. Shut up.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Nobody wants to fucking hear you sneeze. All right.
So right now, if you're listening and if you're watching on YouTube, hopefully you guys are listening. We're putting a big old thing right on the screen now that says Spider-Man Talk. Because if you don't want to know anything about the trailer, if you're trying to stay away from stuff before the movie, I'll go ahead and I'll put this up and then I'll flash something else, or we'll say something for you to come back at what time. But
this is a disclaimer. There will be spoilers from the trailer.
We are going to talk about the trailer.
This will be a cutout. We'll have Rick cut out and be like, skip to XYZ timestamp if you do not want to listen.
Rick perfectly explained it, and then Damon, oh, my turn.
Right?
Let me live my life, all right?
Gentlemen, this trailer, right off rip, has me 10 times more excited than I already was. But the amount of dumb people that are like, but they didn't show Toby or Andrew. I'm like, they're going to edit that out. And not only that, the Brazil footage already fucked it up. We all saw, you saw Lizard getting kicked in the face. When I watched the trailer the first time, I've already seen it like a dozen times. I watched it the first time. That scene, even without Lizard getting kicked, I looked at it, I was like, they're on top and bottom. They just edit out. I know
they have to. They have to, bro. They have to.
Yeah.
First of all, the first time I watched this, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. The first time I watched that trailer, I came. 100%. I came. It was fantastic.
We're only going to have sponsorships on episodes Damon is not on.
Right.
So far, that's none.
But no, it was so well done. Like, from the teaser trailer just to the big trailer, it seems like there's so much going on. And for sure, why are you holding the bell up? From the teaser trailer.
You said teaser trailer.
I heard teaser trailer.
Just in case, I'll hit it.
I held it up. I didn't ring it.
I don't know. I might have.
I don't know.
Just from the teaser trailer, I might have said it fast too. But you can see that there's a lot going on. I do not think, I mentioned it when the teaser first came out, that Morpheus might have taken Strange's spot. I don't think that anymore. No. It's definitely Strange, especially with the line of, Scooby-Doo this crap. Like, that's messing something up and then just blaming the kid. That's such a Doctor Strange movie. He's like, I fucked this up,
fact.
But,
that's your fault. It's like, hey, you need to fix this.
That's
and for some reason,
Strange thing.
I don't know if, like, the scene that I keep seeing is with the trains where it goes like this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Is he fighting Strange?
Yes. And I think, so if you see or hear the line, Strange tells him, we're talking about all the villains that have come.
Right.
They're destined to die fighting Spider-Man.
Right.
You know Peter doesn't want to hear that. He's going to do everything he can to find a way for them to go back but not die.
Right.
So Strange is probably saying, no, we have to send them back. Peter's probably fighting them on it, and they're probably going to get into a bit of a scuffle.
Okay.
That's what I think happens.
I hope that's only what happens, and it's not like, hey, Doctor Strange, I got to kill you now. And it's like, what the fuck? It won't be that. But
they won't do that.
I hope not.
No.
Like I said,
but
I'll be upset if that's the case.
One of the other things we saw in the trailer was MJ falling, just like Gwen Stacy did in Garfield's. Here's what I think happens, because a lot of people are already saying she's gone. They're saying they're gonna kill her off. That's why Peter says, I can't save everybody. No, I think this is my gut feeling. What's gonna happen? She's gonna fall, and Peter's gonna miss. And Garfield's Peter, that's when he comes in. That's Spider-Man come in and save her, and pretty much say, "I'm not letting it happen again." Like I think that's when he comes in.
That'll be the best. Cool. That'll be the best intro for Garfield Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can we just talk about like when Garfield's Spider-Mans came out? Spider-Mans. I don't really know what the plural technically is. Electro. I didn't love his character design back then.
No, it was very bad.
It was very bad. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the Goblin design. I thought it was really fucking weird. Dude, the classic Goblin from Raimi films is back.
Yeah.
The classic look of Electro from like
old Jamie Foxx looks dope as shit in that trailer.
He's wearing Tim's, dog.
Yeah.
He's straight out of New York, baby. He's wearing Tim's.
He looks really good.
Dude, I am hyped as shit for this movie because this
is a lot of people.
Fantastic.
Oh my God.
So there's a lot of people that are saying, like, they don't think Doc Ock is a villain in this, because if you look at the way they're showing everything, Peter's talking to him, and you're not Peter and stuff like that. And then when they're fighting the villains, Doc Ock's nowhere to be seen. There is a scene of Ock being blown out of a building, what looks to be by Electro's electricity.
So did you see there's another trailer that I think, or another scene that was released pretty recently. Like I'm talking in like the last day or two.
Mm-hmm.
Where Ock is talking to Peter in the intro scene, like, oh yeah, you think you're great with all these fancy new suits, and then he pulls out the Iron Spider suit with the and he goes and he talks to his tentacle and he goes, "We've got competition." I was like, all right, first of all, best way you could have handled that scene. That's a great line.
Right.
Second of all, I think that after they do all that bullshit in the beginning, they get him in that containment cell, and then because that was in that little teaser trailer, they start bullshitting like, "I am Peter Parker. No, you're not." Blah blah blah. That I think you're right. I think he could evolve into some way. It's like, you know what? I'm not fighting you. I want to go back. I could be wrong though, because again, Sinister Six.
Here's something else I want to say though. Look carefully if you watch the trailer again. Doc Ock is in some kind of holding cell. What looks to be underground, right? But the scene that they show of the kids talking to him, they're in a basement. I think that's two totally separate scenes. Here's my take. Doc Ock is in a holding cell, possibly under Doctor Strange's sanctum. I think Peter and the two, MJ and Fatty, what's his name? What's
Ned.
his name? Ned, thank you. I think they're talking to one of the other
Fatty.
Peters. I think they're in Andrew Garfield's version in that basement. If you look closely, it looks just like his basement from his films. And I think they're talking with him, and they're like, what's your name? Peter Parker. And they're gonna be like, no. And then that's when they find out stuff. That's what I think.
I think that could be true. Honestly,
yeah.
I'd have to rewatch because all right, I owned the Raimi films, all three of them. I think they're fantastic. I still think they're the best Spider-Man movies that have been produced. I still think Tom Holland is a great Spider-Man. He plays a very good teenage Peter Parker and a good superhero at the same time, but it's not going to be Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire is Spider-Man.
Well, so for me, I grew up with him also. For me, Tobey Maguire is the best Peter Parker. I think Andrew Garfield was a better Spider-Man. Tom Holland, I think, is good at both, which makes him technically the better in my eyes.
Okay.
I can agree with that, Rick.
Because as Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield was just too cool. You know what I mean? He was just too cool. Yeah. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Toby did great as Spider-Man, but he didn't give it the comic feel of, you know, the jokes and the sarcasm and, you know, talking while fighting like Andrew did and like Tom does. So that's the only thing that I feel brings him a level down on the Spider-Man side. But as
Peter Parker role was great, though.
Peter Parker, he was probably the best. I will say out of the three, my favorite Flash was the Garfield version, and you only saw him in the first one.
I'd have to rewatch that. I got to rewatch the Garfield movies.
Mainly because I like what they did with the scene after Peter's uncle dies, and Peter's in school. Flash comes up to talk to him and says, "Hey," and Peter says, "Not now." Throws Flash against the lockers, and Flash is like, "How's it feel? Does it feel good?" He's like, "I'm sorry." Like, you could see this connection with them coming, and I wanted to see more of that, and then done. Like, he was completely cut out of the second movie. So that sucks.
Yeah. That was the problem that I had with the Garfield movies, though, is that it felt like it was trying to evolve a story, and then it just ended it. And then it just evolved another piece, and then it ended it. And then it kept going, and then and you know, I mean,
it seems like the writers were very indecisive.
Yeah,
almost in a sense, or like they just were trying to make more of something. Again,
they wanted to fit as much in as they could.
I compare it to what the 9th Star Wars movie was. It's like trying to put a bunch of movies into one, you know, and it doesn't work.
I love the 9th one. A lot of
I thought it was good, but
never seen it.
I know. You've barely seen the fucking Star Wars movies I've shown you.
Yeah, I've only seen them once.
Yeah, exactly. No, we've had this discussion, Rick. It's a losing battle, all right?
I know.
I like them. I love them. I just haven't watched them much.
Well, if you loved them enough, you'd watch them again.
Yeah. I don't watch movies. I watched the first movie today, like, where I'm just watching in my house for the first time in probably a year and a half, 2 years.
Who doesn't watch movies?
If I'm doing anything besides schoolwork or work, I'm on video games with y'all. And if I'm not on video games with y'all,
that's a lie.
I was about to say,
we'll call you out real quick right now.
You didn't let me finish. I was about to say, if I'm not on games with y'all, I'm on the phone with my girl.
You should switch that around. You're on your phone with your girl, and if you're not on your phone with your girl,
then you're on the game with the guy.
No hate though.
More lately than I have recently.
Yes. No hate at all. I mean, I'm complete. I understand 100%. You guys don't get to see each other a lot. So
once we're not long distance, it would probably be a big difference.
Completely understand. Speaking of movies, like before we leave Spider-Man, because I do have another thing to say real quick about a different movie. I think that the trailer did a great job of getting people hype without giving too much away. They gave you just enough to get excited. You got to see Goblin again. You got to see, Sandman. You got to see Lizard. So I personally cannot wait.
So did we see the guy who played Flint Marko in the Raimi movies? Did we actually see his actor? I know we saw the big Sandman guy, but did we see his actor?
No. I don't think so. No.
So is that guy 5?
He is.
Right.
He is. He's going to be in it.
If you bring the Sandman character back, you have to have him as the actor. Otherwise, it doesn't. It doesn't. You know.
Right.
Yeah, it's tough.
Also, the people that are still worried about if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be in this, like, dude, when they brought Octavius back in the first trailer, that was it. We all know it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Now I'm very excited to see because Tobey Maguire is like 46,
right?
Like he is on the older side. Where in the timeline when he gets brought into it, what has happened in the Sam Raimi universe, and how has that affected him now?
That would be interesting to see how they play. Yeah, that would be very interesting.
I feel that he's going to be coming in. For those who have seen the animated Into the Spider-Verse with Miles Morales, that Peter Parker is what we're getting from Toby. He's going to be older. He's going to be a little beaten up, a little worn down, maybe a little tired of being Spider-Man. That's what you're going to see, I think. That's just like you were saying. I'm more curious about the Garfield character. Where are they going to go with that one? Because that one's more recent. I feel like Toby's an easy right. You know, he's going to be the veteran. He's going to be the one that says this is what we got to do. You know, this, that, and the other. Where does Garfield's fit in? Being the middle guy, the middle child, basically. Like it's the ugly redheaded stepchild of the three, and I hate using that analogy because even his Garfield's was good. Like his Spider-Man was good. His Peter Parker wasn't that great, but his, you know, like you said, he was so
Spider-Man
good.
Right.
He talked so much shit while fighting. It was really good. One of the things that I really hope from this movie, and this is because we all know this is Tom Holland's last movie as Spider-Man, at least on contract. And he has come out and said that his time should be done. It's time to move on, this, that, and the other. Please introduce somebody as Miles Morales.
You have to.
Don't bring him in. Even you don't have to even make him Spider-Man yet. Just introduce him. Bring him into the universe. Yes, because we want more Spider-Man in the MCU. Well, at least bring him into the universe. So
100%. And this will only be the third Spider-Man movie, I believe, like solely dedicated Spider-Man movie
for Tom
for MCU for the MCU.
Yes. But anything else before we cut off the spoiler warning here? Spider-Man.
I think we can cut off the spoiler warning.
Okay, so no more Spider-Man talk.
The only thing I will say is that I think we need, when this movie comes out, we need to go see it together. That's it. Yeah,
I'm down for sure.
Drew has already said that he wants to come with me. I will have him invited. Klimp, make the fucking trip down here.
I'm telling you.
Pay my gas.
We have already said we would. Don't even say that.
Don't even say.
I don't like taking your money.
Hey, it's a Christmas present, bitch.
Right? Going off of what Klimp said about like not watching movies enough, Diana and I just watched Red Notice with Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, and Gal Gadot. Bro,
I heard it's good.
So good.
I don't know what this night. I'm considering just pulling an all-nighter and like being tired at work tomorrow.
It's hilarious. It has some turns and twists that you're just like, oh, my bad. I didn't see that coming. I mean, Rock killed it, of course. Ryan Reynolds absolutely blew it out of water. Gal Gadot, just amazing actress. Not only is she just good looking and fun just to look at, but she's just an amazing actress. She's so good. Is. That movie was great. Good enough to where Diana didn't have a phone in her hand. Let's just say that.
Wow, that's saying something.
Yeah, right?
That is saying something. I'll have to check it out, man. You know how much I love Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
If I had to go gay for one man, that would be it.
That's every man right there.
It's every man. But shoot,
that's funny you said that. Did you guys see who got Sexiest Man Alive this year?
It was Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yeah. That's dope.
Dude,
like, that's the last person I would have expected.
No, dude. I actually expected, because look at him when he did Friends.
Well, I know he hasn't aged a bit.
He hasn't aged a fucking bit, dude.
But he's not the kind of person that people would normally vote on that for. You know, you got Idris Elba and people like that have won in the past. And then Paul Rudd wins, and I'm like, this dude will never let this go. I guarantee it.
I love Paul Rudd. I think Paul Rudd is fantastic. Ant-Man,
I thought that was
first of all, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man in the MCU is...
Yeah, it's perfect.
The scene in Civil War where he's like, oh my God, I know you too. Cap, thanks so much. I just thought that was gold. I was like, how could you keep a straight face during that? I'd have laughed so hard.
Oh, yeah, I
want to see the outtakes.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
I want to see the outtakes, honestly. I mean, just how many times, like, Paul Rudd has probably gotten, fucking Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth or, any of those guys to laugh. You know what I mean? It should be very funny.
Very funny.
Very funny.
So to kind of keep on the movie track of this, actually right before I got on, I finished watching a movie. We finally rewatched Remember the Titans.
So good.
I love the movie so much.
There's a lot of people in the world that need to watch that right now.
Especially because I did a speech on the movie. I was like, I just got to rewatch it. I love the movie. It's got a fantastic message that, like, to go off what you just said, Rick, a lot of people need to listen to.
I think it's a great movie. It arguably would be the best football movie of all time.
It is my favorite football movie of all time.
It's not mine. I like The Blind Side just a teeny bit more.
Blind Side I do like a lot too.
To me, I like Varsity Blues more, just because it's freaking hilarious.
That's a good one.
Scott Conn steals the show in that.
Yeah.
No, that's a great. I've yet to see a bad football movie, but again, I'm not really getting into sports movies that much. I like Draft. I liked Draft Day.
Actually, that's the next
to stick with baseball.
I liked Draft Day.
I did not like it, and I'm a Browns fan.
Yeah,
I did not like it.
Anyway, but let me say one thing. If we're going to talk sports movies, my favorite sports movie of all time, Major League.
That's a good
Major League.
See,
I love Major League.
I like 42.
42 is great.
42 is a great movie too.
Sandlot.
Sandlot's
Moneyball.
Moneyball, dude. That's a
Moneyball.
Moneyball's great. I love Moneyball. Brad Pitt in that movie was like.
What I respect the most about that is that he doesn't know baseball. He never followed baseball, and he read the book about Moneyball. He studied the character, and he said he fell in love with it, and he just absolutely killed it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it was so good.
And you don't think that Jonah Hill would be a sports movie guy,
right?
But his role in that movie.
Jonah Hill could literally do anything, I think.
Yeah, Jonah Hill
honestly, he's a great actor.
Very, very versatile actor.
Oh, big time. And from a guy that can play a really serious role like that in Moneyball to go to 21 Jump Street.
Right.
Yeah.
He fucked the captain's daughter. Such a good scene.
His daughter.
So good.
So the best part. The best part of that scene is his face.
Dude, yeah, he's just like.
Just.
Why are you wearing a bulletproof vest?
He's just strapping it on. I'll say that's another thing to bring up is I think he kind of gets shit on a lot, and that's Channing Tatum. That dude could act his ass off too. To go from something like that, he's done movies like G.I. Joe. He's done the sappy shit like Dear John. He's done the dance movies, the Step Ups. Like he's a decent actor.
Yeah. He did. He was in. It was one of the Kingsman movies.
I think so.
He was one of the bad guys.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I just saw a clip of it on TikTok the other day.
I don't remember which one it is, but I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he was
another funny moment from the Jump Street movies. I love the part where he's like, "Right to crack."
Mm-hmm.
Right to crack.
It's Jump
Jeff.
My name's Jeff. I say that all the time. It's like if I had Tourette's, that'd be a tick for me.
That's an OG meme though, dude.
Yeah.
OG one. Funny enough, 21 Jump Street, dude. Like people don't like. At least I didn't know until later in my life. Johnny Depp.
The original.
Yeah.
The original.
Yeah. Yep. He was in the original, and he was in the first movie of the remake.
Yeah, he was.
A cameo.
That was a well played and well written cameo.
Rob Riggle was in that movie as the fucking gym teacher who ended up being a whole drug guy, and we're like, really, the gym teacher was? All right.
He's on the inside.
Let's be real. Kind of going to a little bit of a more serious topic, but let's just touch on it. Fuck Amber Heard. Justice for Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that's just some bullshit, man. And here's the thing. A lot of people already know about that. A lot of people already know what's going on. But you don't know what's going on about the whole...
I don't. To be honest, I'm not caught up on the story.
So Amber Heard, Johnny Depp's ex-wife or fiance or whatever they were, allegations that Johnny was abusing her, this, that, and the other. So because of that, Johnny lost his Disney contract. He's no longer ever going to be in a Pirates of the Caribbean. He lost his contract with Warner Brothers. He won't be in the future Harry Potter movies. He's lost multiple jobs because of it. Going back on that, even though all these allegations came about, there's nothing proven. Where there is proof that she physically and mentally abused him. There's audio recordings of it. Her saying that she punched him. There's was it like panels or something, and you could see him like just close down. You could see bruises and stuff on him, and she like cut his finger and crap, and like it's so bad.
Basically,
and
she was abusing him, and like and I believe he sued her for defamation, and he lost the suit somehow.
Because
he somehow lost the suit because he's a guy.
He's a man. And
even though there was proof that supported his case.
So here's the thing with this whole thing. It's bullshit. He's a guy. That's exactly why he lost. This will eventually turn around. I really believe that. Men are going to be believed very, very soon. And it's going to turn around to the point where, unfortunately, a woman is going to be actually getting her shit cleaned. And nobody's going to believe her.
Exactly. Because
there's so many crying wolf stories that it's, and that's what sucks, is that it's going to get to that point. But Johnny Depp needs, they need to find a way to fix this, because he needs his movies back. You can't do it. They're doing a Pirates of the Caribbean movie now where the lead character is being played by Margot Robbie. Okay, that's cool, but it's not Pirates of the Caribbean if Johnny Depp's not in it.
Johnny Depp is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I heard Disney might, like, the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, like at Disney World and shit. I heard that there was talks that at one point, I don't think it's happening anymore, but they were going to take Jack Sparrow out of that ride.
They were thinking about taking him out
because of what's going on.
Yeah, it's so bad.
And bad.
Disney's just I understand Disney's trying to cover their butts and all this, but man, it sucks.
From a corporate standpoint, I understand what's going on, because you get those serious allegations that come out. Yeah, that in a business sense, that's the correct thing to do. It may not be the right thing to do. You know what I mean? Like in an ethical sense, but from a business standpoint, you kind of have no choice.
Right.
But now that all of this evidence has been coming out, saying, "Oh, hey, it actually was the other way around. Amber was beating the piss out of him," and she hasn't gotten anything from it. Like, she's still in the Aquaman movies.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
I mean, she's still in the Aquaman movie that's coming out.
There's a petition to get her out of it and put Emilia Clarke into it. She was in Game of Thrones and stuff.
Yep.
And it just, yeah, it's so dumb.
Like, I really hope that when that movie comes out, and it's nothing against Jason Momoa, because I really like him.
Right.
I hope that movie fucking flops.
Yeah, big time.
I hope it does. I hope they lose a shit ton of money on it, and then they're like, "Oh, well, maybe we probably should have done that and just should have cut her out of it already." What are you gonna do? All right, back to a lighter subject, Rick.
Back to a lighter subject. I don't have a lighter subject, but I have a question for you, since you're more in the medical field, because this was random as hell. This happened to me earlier last week, maybe the week before. So I'm sitting in my truck, my work van, right? When I'm first on call, I don't come home. I sit out in the area and just wait for a call. And I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. I felt fine. Everything's fine. I feel great. I get a call. Cool. I accept the call. And I sit up straight, put the gear right out the window. Just yacked for no reason. I threw up all over the side of the van. And then I'm just sitting there and I'm like, why did I just throw? I have no, did I sit up too fast? I really want to know what happened. No idea why I threw up.
Did you feel like any dizziness or anything before?
Nope.
Like when you sat up or anything? It just.
Nope. I sat up and it happened. No, I was sitting in my van with the air blasting.
I don't know then. I could have just been
under a tree. Like, I have no idea why. I ended up calling my backup. I was like, "Hey, can you watch the screen for me? I got to go wash the side of my van off." And he laughed his ass off. I'm like, "I don't know what just happened."
I mean,
I felt fine.
Did you have a dip in?
Nope.
Oh. I had no idea.
It's so weird. Like, I thought that was the weirdest thing. I was like, I got to ask Damon about this. He knows medical crap.
I don't know that much right now, but yeah, that's weird.
Right? So I got a weird topic for you guys, because I saw a video.
I guess we're just gonna roll down that fucking. Let's keep it. Yeah. Let's keep it weird.
Yeah. Well, so I see these videos a lot. Auditors out in public filming. I feel like we all know that they have their rights to film from the sidewalk. They can film buildings. They can film this, that, and the other. But then they get to the point where, like, the video I saw, that it was an auditor inside a courtroom, and he was being escorted out by the security and by the cops, and he's trying to just give them lip, saying, "I'm allowed to do this. It's free. You know, this, that, and the other. I'm an auditor." And they're like, "Dude, this is a courthouse. You can't film in here." And he was making it more of a scene than it should have been. And I feel not just auditors, but people in general now are creating almost creating situations, or even creating Karens. So if you watch that video, you immediately side with the person filming. It's like, oh, why is he being pushed out for no reason? Why does this person seem like a Karen or a Kurt or whatever? And it's like, well, we don't know the whole story. So this, like, I feel like there's a lot of that going around right now. And it's just, it's a really weird situation. Like, I feel like these people that do that must have been like water boys in high school or some bullshit. Like, you didn't do anything in life.
They got bullied too many times.
Yeah. It's like, stop making a situation out of something.
One too many swirlies.
Yeah.
And Rick, on the kind of the other end of that is, from like a viewer aspect, there's a lot of people nowadays that form an opinion without even knowing half the story.
That's exactly it. That's what I'm saying. And they edit it out.
It's called a snap judgment.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's exactly what the world has come to at this point, because we've got.
Yeah. And it's just, I saw that, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, dude. Like, okay, maybe you are an auditor and your job is to film something there today, but it is a courthouse. And if an officer or security guard says, "Hey, man, I'm gonna need you to stop filming and leave. This is the reason," be like, "All right, cool. Put it in your notes and send it to your job. Let them take care of it."
Yeah.
It's not your business anymore. Move on.
The thing I have a problem with is like, it almost just seems like there's a lack of respect for officials and
authority in general.
just a mass authority. Like, everybody thinks that, oh, I'm better than everybody else. It's almost it's like a massive superiority complex for everyone. Yeah. You know?
Or it's like
water boys, dude.
It's like the Facebook doctors that are like, "Oh, you have this going on? Well, this is the diagnosis." It's like, where's your where's your medical degree?
He went the whole episode until right now.
Yep. It's like, so where's your medical degree?
Last episode, too.
Where'd you get your doctorate from?
Yeah.
And that's what, versus, and then an actual doctor will say one thing, and they're like, "No, I don't agree with you." It's like, this person spent years and a lot of money to get their doctorate degree.
It's like, dude, you're fine. Nothing's wrong with you. Yeah, but Soccer Mom 84 told me that I might have these symptoms, and that could mean I have this. Well, nope. So, I'm telling you have this.
So funny enough, I actually had a patient, I don't know, some time ago. My nurse just went over and was like, "Hey, like, what's going on?" Because she was clearly, like, we could tell there's something wrong. She's like, "I have really bad heartburn." So we gave her a Tums, because we were like, well, there's nothing really else we can do.
Right.
So then, like, an hour later, gave her all of her medication, gave her a Tums. Hour later, "Oh, I need more medication." Well, you're not eating anything. And she's like, "Well, my heartburn's so bad." "You're not eating or drinking anything, and you're taking a bunch of pills. That's why your stomach and your heartburn hurts." No, that can't be it. Old lady. I'm telling you, she's like probably in her 90s. So it's not just now. Like, this shit's been going on for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it's more common now.
It's more public. It's more public.
And that's what I was just about to say, is it could be just the more public access to it.
Yeah, that's all it is. Because, I mean, people have been acting like assholes for years.
Well, yeah.
Not
for years, for centuries.
It's just easier to see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I just wanted to point out, I have a Star Wars wallpaper on my phone. That's how dedicated I am to the Star Wars movies.
There you go.
Nice.
Respect, son.
I have my girl on my phone.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Hey,
at least we're dedicated to that, Rick.
Yeah, we're dedicated to that. I mean, you take a selfie with your hand and put it on there. I mean,
I could just write the word Jill on there.
Yeah. So we're ending this one with some pretty deep stuff.
Damn, how long have we been going?
We're at about an hour and 25 minutes right now.
Wait, the guy that asked every episode how long we've been going didn't ask?
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. So we're going to wrap this one up. We got some deep stuff at the end. it's kind of hard to follow last podcast. Josh did a great job of keeping us on our toes. But for our next podcast, I'm going to go ahead and already give a little heads up of what we're going to have in store, because I think, one, we're going to have the picture segment. I think that's going to be great.
Yeah.
We're going to do something else that I haven't talked to you guys about yet. And we're going to bite off of another podcast that I really enjoy. So this podcast, for those, if they're interested, is called Fuckface.
I figured it was Fuckface.
It's produced by Rooster Teeth. It's absolutely hilarious. So one of the things they did, we're going to do on the podcast, and that's see who can eat a 100% chocolate bar.
Oh,
the
God.
fastest. It is 100%. What is it? Cacao is like what it's called. It's those Lindt chocolate bars. It's like eating mud.
It's like
there's
bitter,
no flavor. Yeah. It's rough, and we're gonna bite off of that. And next podcast, we got to make sure we all have one ready, and that's what we're gonna do. Just so you know,
I'm not excited.
Have
for
a trash can next to you.
It's like it's not even gonna make me like throw up or anything like that. It's just gonna be like, oh, this is disgusting.
It's just gonna, yeah. You know what we could do? Kind of building off what you just said, Rick. It's another little eating thing that I've thought about doing with people before.
The guy that always has fucking food in his mouth is talking about food. Yeah, I know.
So you know how, I don't know if they still do it, but they've done it in the past, where Burger King did like the 10 nuggets for like $1 and some change or something. We all get 100 nuggets. Who can eat 100 nuggets and finish first?
I'll take that for sure.
That'll
be
another
episode.
Time out.
Because I'll win that.
Hey.
No, you won't, Rick.
First of all, I'll fucking fast, and I'll train for that motherfucker. We need to do that live. If we can get like a way that we can do a live,
we
podcast.
can never do live with your mouth. There's so many things I gotta edit from this already.
No. Okay, so I'm not saying like we live stream it. I mean like we're live, like all of us in the same room. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like, we can edit it, and we can still edit it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because trust me, we are not doing anything on the live stream. I've
already got to edit like 3 things out from this alone.
That's
funny. Damon, we want sponsors one day. He's got to edit.
I know, dude. Funny you said something about the Nuggets though, because another thing going back to Fuckface is one of the guys on there, Panton, sorry, fucking Andrew, my bad. He did a challenge with himself where he bought a shit ton of nuggets and he watched the Denver Nuggets game and he said, I'm going to outscore the Nuggets by eating nuggets. So whenever the opposite team had the ball, he was allowed to eat. That's it. It's the only time he could eat. If the Nuggets had the ball, he couldn't eat. He was going against the Denver Nuggets. He got through like 60 something and lost. He said, I couldn't eat anymore. I thought that was the funniest damn thing. He's like, he didn't take into account like when the other team had the ball and it was a free throw and they're sitting there taking their time and he's like, oh my God. So it's like, that was, I heard that and I was like, that's freaking hilarious. So you bringing that up, I was like, I'm so down for 100 nugget challenge.
And it doesn't even have to be Burger King. Like we can just get like a big catering thing.
You can go to, you can do something like that.
Oh yeah, if we're all together in person, yeah.
Yeah. Like if
hopefully
like Disney trip, March.
Yeah, we got a trip planned for spring-ish. You know, when we can fit it in, all of us get to go. We'll definitely film in person a podcast, but we'll have some good shit to film to put out on social media and stuff. We're gonna start getting going on that a lot more.
I got clips ready. I'm just gonna start.
Yeah.
Posting.
We're also gonna focus a lot more on the Spotify stuff. So hopefully you guys are listening on there. It's easier to get sponsors on there, you know, with the way we're kind of uncensored for the most part. So with the amount of fucking things we say, YouTube's not going to allow the sponsors and stuff like that.
Can I just say, and you might have to censor this stuff. Fuck YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
For the fact that it's going on YouTube, yeah, he's going to have to censor it out.
Well, a lot of people say that, so
I know.
You know, but no, that's the thing is we want to focus on Spotify. The YouTube version is pretty much just for things like we plan on doing next week with the chocolates and stuff, so people could see it. But no, I'm super excited. I think next week's is going to be hilarious. I say next week is when we get to record again. luckily we were able to fit this in. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here, our time.
For me.
And props to Klimp for staying up late. But gentlemen, if there's nothing else, I think we can wrap it up. What do you got?
Hit that
All
bell.
right, that's it. Hit that bell.